Hello students, in our HSC English course book, we have poem number 2.5, that is Father Returning Home, written by Dilip Chitre. Through this video, let's try to understand the theme of the poem. Let's try to know the stanza-wise explanation. What is the message given in the poem? What are the figures of speech? And the analysis of the poem, Father Returning Home. So let's start and try to understand the poem Father Returning Home by Dilip Chitre. Before we begin learning the poem, let's know about the poet Dilip Chitre. Dilip Chitre is a bilingual poet and a translator. He has written in Marathi as well as English with versatile creativity. He has also won Sahitya Akademi Award for his well-known translation work Says Tuka. Exile, alienation, self-disintegration and death are major themes of his work. His versatile creativity extends to painting, filmmaking and his notable contribution as a magazine columnist. He has also started a translation of a literary work of saints in Marathi at the age of 16. So as we have seen before, exile, alienation, self-disintegration and death are observed to be the major themes of his work. This poem is taken from Traveling in a Cage. It draws a portrait of a suburban commuter. उपनगरातून प्रवास करणाऱ्या एका मध्यमवर्गीय प्रवाशाची म्हणजे कवीच्या स्वतःच्या वडिलांचं हे एक व्यक्तिचित्रण आहे. It depicts his dull, monotonous, exhausting and equally pitiable daily routine. The poem also describes a forced alienation at home which is reflected through the stale food and lack of sharing. His children refuse to share their joys and sorrows with the hardworking father who as a result is forced to retire into solitude. This very painful loneliness is a symbol of a man's isolation from the materialistic man-made world. तेव्हा कामावरून परतणाऱ्या वडिलांचं हे व्यक्तिचित्रण या कवितेतून कवी दिलीप चित्रेंनी आपल्याला दिलेलं आहे की मटेरियलिस्टिक मॅनमेड वर्ल्ड, की मानवानेच बनवलेल्या या भौतिक अशा जगात एकटे आणि एकाकी पडलेल्या वडिलांचं व्यक्तिचित्रण कवी या ठिकाणी आपल्याला दर्शवत आहेत. सो दिस पोएम इज ॲन अकाउंट ऑफ एनी ओल्ड मॅन who does the hard work for his family but leads a monotonous life where no one is there to take care of him, to talk to him or to understand his feelings. तेव्हा या कवितेत कवीने आपल्या वडिलांचं व्यक्तिचित्रण केलेलं असलं तरीसुद्धा वृद्ध आणि एकाकी पडलेले असे कुटुंबातले कोणतेही वयोवृद्ध अशा व्यक्तीचं हे व्यक्तिचित्रण असू शकतं की ज्यांच्या नशिबात एक प्रकारे एकाकीपणा आलेला आहे, की वयाच्या या टप्प्यावरती रटाळवाणं असं आयुष्य ते जगतायत आणि आता या टप्प्यावरती त्यांची काळजी घेणारं कोणी नाही, त्यांच्याशी संवाद साधणाराही कोणी नाही आहे आणि त्यांच्या भावना समजून घेणारंसुद्धा त्यांना कोणी मिळत नाही. सो स्टुडंट्स, लेट्स हॅव अ लुक ॲट द पोएम. दिस पोएम consists of 2 stanzas of 12 lines each. It is written in free verse with no particular meter or rhyme scheme follow. फ्री वर्समध्ये म्हणजे मुक्त पद्यामध्ये ही कविता लिहिल्या गेलेली आहे. या ठिकाणी आपल्याला राईम स्कीमसुद्धा दिसत नाही आहे किंवा रायमिंग वर्ड्सही नाहीत कारण ही कविता फ्री वर्समध्ये आहे. सो देर इज अ लॅक ऑफ रिदम. लॅक ऑफ रिदम इज प्रॉबेबली सिम्बॉलिक ऑफ द पोएट्स फादर्स uncared for life. Language is very easy and simple, but it is full of symbolic expressions and poetic devices like simile. And students, if you look at the poem closely, what you find that the poem is written in first person narrative, where the poet, means the speaker of the poem, narrates how his father returns home and what he does thereafter. The very first line which is given over here is "My father travels on the late evening train." So here it is clear to us that the poem is written in first person narrative. So it's a narrative poem. Okay, so let's now read the poem and try to understand the meaning behind each line. My father travels on the late evening train. The poem begins with the speaker's description of his father's traveling home. The father is traveling in a late evening train after finishing his work for the day. Late evening train indicates how long father works and regularly gets late for him to return home because of that work. सुरुवातीच्याच ओळींमध्ये म्हणजे पहिल्याच कडव्यात कवीने वडिलांचं वर्णन केलेलं आहे. कामावरून उशिराने घरी परतणारे वडील की सायंकाळी उशिराची ट्रेन त्यांना पकडावी लागते, याचाच अर्थ की त्यांना कामावरून यायला उशीर होतोय. सो what does it show? That late evening train, it shows that father works quite for a long time and usually he gets late to return home, to come back home because of that work. Standing among silent commuters in the yellow light. So the father is standing among the silent commuters. Commuters here means passengers. Passengers, those who usually travel on a regular schedule. So father, we can see father is also standing among all those silent passengers in the yellow light inside the train compartment. Now, note it indicates that his sufferings during the journey. He has to stand for quite long time, and now as this is a late evening train, he gets no place to sit. So after working so hard, he's returning home, standing on the footboard as he doesn't get a seat there to relax. It means that there is no end to his hard work. की कामावरून उशिरा परतलेले वडील ज्यावेळेला ट्रेनने लोकल ट्रेनने प्रवास करत असतात त्यावेळेला सगळ्या शांत अशा प्रवाशांच्या मधोमध उभे असलेले ते आपल्याला चित्रात दिसत आहेत. अँड इट ऑल्सो इंडिकेट्स दॅट फादर सिम्स टू बी व्हेरी सायलेंट. All the passengers are very silent while traveling. Why? Because they have no energy at all, no stamina at all to speak to each other or to enjoy this journey. So after a long day, after a hard working day, father returns home very late, and we can see him standing very silently among all the passengers in the yellow light, the light which is reflected in that train. And students, if you notice the expressions given in these two lines, that silent commuters, yellow light, they indicate something, some painful life of a poet's father. Now the silent commuters here means they are not friendly enough to talk to each other or among themselves. It means that there is lack of communication. And the yellow light is also something like which is not cheerful at all. It is antithesis of cheerfulness, or it is opposite to being cheerful. So all travelers seem to be very tired. They are very fed up of this dull and monotonous routine, and that is why the expression yellow light has been used. Now all these things, what do that all these expressions, they intensify his agony, his miserable life, and his pitiable daily routine. Okay, now let's go ahead. Suburbs slide past his unseeing eyes. The suburbs are sliding past the moving train. But the poet's father has no intention to look at those. He is unmoved by these scenes. Why? Because he has seen those many times and he finds nothing new or interesting in it. So the sliding landscapes also add to the sense of monotony. Unseeing eyes also suggests that he is very much aged and he has experienced it number of times, and that is why father has no desire to look at those suburbs. आता रोजच्या रोज अशा प्रकारे लोकलमधून सायंकाळच्या ट्रेनने प्रवास करताना ट्रेनमधून दिसणारी जी काही दृश्य आहेत उपनगरातून ती पटापट पुढे सरकत आहेत. But father has no energy to look at them, and he does not at all want to look out of the train. He has, why? Because he has seen a number of times. कारण यापूर्वी बऱ्याचदा अशा प्रकारे हा रटाळवाणा प्रवास करताना नजरेसमोरून पटापट सरकत जाणारी ही उपनगरं वडिलांनी पाहिलेली आहेत कितीदा तरी. अँड सो Father does not at all want to look out of the train because he is very much tired. His shirt and pants are soggy, and his black raincoat, stained with mud, and his bag stuffed with books, is falling apart. Now, here the poet wants us to know that it was a rainy day. His father's clothes have become wet due to rainwater, and the black raincoat is also damaged because of mud. The bag which he is carrying is stuffed with books, and he is struggling to handle that bag. Now here, what do we notice? That the difficulties the poet's father has to face during his journey. की प्रवासादरम्यान ज्या ज्या अडचणींचा सामना कवीच्या वडिलांना करावा लागतो, त्या अडचणी या ओळींमधून व्यक्त होत आहेत. आता ज्या ऋतूमध्ये वडील प्रवास करतायत तो ऋतू या ठिकाणी आपल्याला व्यक्त होतो दॅट इट इज अ रेनी डे. पावसाळ्याचे दिवस आहेत आणि अजूनच अधिक बिकट अवस्था वडिलांची होते अशा पावसाळ्याच्या दिवसात प्रवास करताना. अँड द रेनकोट विच ही इज कॅरिंग इज ब्लॅक इन कलर. काळ्या रंगाचा रेनकोट वडिलांकडे आहे. त्याच्यातून काय लक्षात येत आहे? द ब्लॅक रेनकोट इंडिकेट्स हिज डल लाईफ. Again, the bag which he is carrying is also full of books. So from these lines we can understand that a father is not at all an ordinary person. He seems to be an educated and scholarly man. His eyes, dimmed by age, fade homeward through the humid monsoon night. Now, through these lines we can understand that father has now become aged. His eyesight has also become dim because of old age. की वाढत्या वयाप्रमाणे वडिलांची दृष्टीसुद्धा आता अंधुक झालेली आहे. फादर लुक्स होमवर्ड थ्रू हिज लो विजन थ्रू द ह्युमिड मॉन्सून नाईट. आणि पुन्हा एकदा ह्युमिड मॉन्सून नाईट या एक्सप्रेशनवरून आपल्याला लक्षात येत आहे की द नाईट वेन फादर इज ट्रॅव्हलिंग इट इज मॉन्सून नाईट. पावसाळ्याची ही रात्र आहे आणि या पावसाळ्याच्या रात्री आता घरी कधी परतणार म्हणून वडिलांची अंधुक अशी दृष्टी घराचा वेध घेत आहे. Students, again here we can notice through the expressions used that dimmed by age, homeward, monsoon night की या एक्सप्रेशन्सवरून पुन्हा एकदा आपल्याला एकंदरीत कवीच्या वडिलांचं जे काही डल आणि रटाळवाणं आयुष्य आहे, द ग्लूमी ॲटमॉस्फिअर विच इज इंडिकेटेड थ्रू ऑल दीज एक्सप्रेशन्स, इट ऑल्सो ॲड्स टू द डलनेस ऑफ हिज लाईफ. Now I can see him getting off the train, like a word dropped from a long sentence. Poet's father now gets down from the train. And here the poet has used a figure of speech called simile while comparing his father to an unimportant word in a long sentence. What does he say? He says that his father gets down just like a word is dropped from a long sentence. So poet here wants us to understand that how unimportant his father is to the crowd in the train. It does not really make any difference whether he gets down or he didn't. He is not that relevant to the rest of the crowd. His existence has now just become meaningless. की लांबलचक अशा वाक्यातला एखादा शब्द गळून पडावा आणि त्यामुळे त्या वाक्याच्या अर्थाला कोणताही धक्का लागू नये अशा एखाद्या निरर्थक शब्दाप्रमाणे वडिलांचं आयुष्य जणू झालेलं आहे. ही हरीज अक्रॉस द लेंथ ऑफ द ग्रे प्लॅटफॉर्म, क्रॉसेस द रेल्वे लाईन, एंटर्स द लेन. हिज चप्पल्स आर स्टिकी विथ मड बट ही हरीज ऑनवर्ड. सो आफ्टर गेटिंग ऑफ द ट्रेन फादर हरीज टुवर्ड्स हिज होम. He crosses the grey platform. Grey again shows dullness of his life. And the railway line, and finally he enters the lane. So his sticky with mud chappals can't prevent him hurrying onward. Why? Because his chappals are now stained with mud, covered with mud, and so he cannot rush, he cannot move in a hurry. So the word hurries is used twice if you notice. The word hurries gives a sense of escapism from the dull, humid atmosphere. Grey platform and muddy streets suggest that there is no one to care for him. He just wants to get rid of dull and routine life to find some solace, to get some comfort at his own home. कंटाळवाण्या अशा या आयुष्यातून कुठेतरी विसावा मिळावा आणि म्हणून वडील आता घराकडे जाण्यासाठी जणू घाईघाईत निघालेले आहेत, हेच या लाईन्सवरून व्यक्त होत आहे. येस, सो स्टुडंट्स, हिअर वी कम टू द एंड ऑफ द फर्स्ट स्टॅन्झा. पहिल्या कडव्याचा अर्थ आपण जाणून घेतलेला आहे. सो लेट्स नो अगेन इन शॉर्ट. द पोएट डिस्क्राइब्स हिअर द कम्युटर who is his own father, who travels regularly by train. His unseeing eyes suggest that he is very much aged. He is now wearing the clothes that have become heavy with water. It's the monsoon season, and during monsoon it gets very difficult for him to travel. His bag is also full of books which are falling apart. He is in a hurry to reach home. He's like a word dropped from a long sentence. The figure of speech simile has been used over here. It suggests that father is isolated from his own fellow beings. The old father's sticky and muddy chappals, grey platform suggests dull existence of the old father. Okay, let's now move towards the second stanza. Home again I see him drinking weak tea, eating a stale chapati, reading a book. So in this stanza, the poet shows the isolation of his father in his own home. स्वतःच्याच घरात एकटे आणि एकाकी पडलेल्या वडिलांचं पुन्हा एकदा या ठिकाणी व्यक्तिचित्रण अधिक सखोलपणे कवींनी मांडण्याचा प्रयत्न केलेला आहे. द पोएट सीज हिज फादर रीच होम अगेन लाईक द अदर डेज, and he finds that father is drinking weak tea and eating a stale chapati. So through these lines, poet wants us to tell that even at home nobody cares for father. But father does not have any complaint with his tea or food. Why? Because he has got habitual to it. की शिळी चपाती आणि गार झालेला चहा वडिलांच्या वाट्याला घरी आल्यानंतर आलेला आहे, पण तरीसुद्धा त्याबद्दल वडिलांची कोणतीही तक्रार नाही आहे. सो रादर दॅन दॅट फादर कॉन्सन्ट्रेट्स ऑन रीडिंग अ बुक while having his tea. So probably he has given up on expecting more care from his family members. The old father expects nothing from the family. वृद्ध वडिलांना आता कुटुंबातल्या सदस्यांकडून कोणतीही अपेक्षा उरलेली नाही आहे. He goes into the toilet to contemplate man's estrangement from a man-made world. Now, the poet's father goes into the toilet with a thought of how men become isolated from man-made world. This line nearly sums up the theme of the entire poem. आता हीच अशी एक पंच लाईन आहे या कवितेतली, man's estrangement from a man-made world. This line nearly sums up the theme of the entire poem. संपूर्ण कवितेचा सारांश आपण म्हणालात तरी हरकत नाही की या एका ओळीमध्ये मतितार्थ जणू काही लपलेला आहे. सो दिस इज वन ऑफ द थीम ऑफ दिस पोएम, दॅट मॅन्स एस्ट्रेंजमेंट फ्रॉम अ मॅन मेड वर्ल्ड. की मानवानीच बनवलेल्या या भौतिक जगामध्ये कुठेतरी मनुष्य हा एकटा आणि एकाकी पडलेला आहे किंवा एकटेपण त्याच्या वाट्याला आलेला आहे. सो इवन फादर इन दिस पोएम इज ऑल्सो अवेअर ऑफ हिज स्ट्रेंज सिच्युएशन अँड ही होप्स टू फाइंड सम सपोर्ट इन द फॅमिली वेन ही हरीज टुवर्ड्स हिज होम. की घराकडे घाईत परत निघताना वडिलांना कुठेतरी कुटुंबामध्ये आपल्याला एक सपोर्ट मिळेल, आधार मिळेल अशी अपेक्षा असते. बट इवन दिस होप इज ऑल्सो डिमिनिश्ड वेन ही रीचेस होम and finds the same indifference over there when his own children neglect him, refuse to share anything with him. Coming out, he trembles at the sink, the cold water running down his brown hands. A few droplets cling to the graying hairs on his wrists. Now when father comes out from the toilet and goes to wash his hands at the wash basin, the poet observes him that he is trembling at the sink when cold water is running down his brown hands. So father is trembling. Why? Because it might be due to his old age. It may be because of coldness of the water and probably the fearful thought of his isolation from the rest of the world. वयोवृद्ध झाल्यामुळे वडिलांचे हात थरथरत आहेत किंवा एकतर संपूर्ण जगापासून कुठेतरी आपण एकटे पडलेलो आहोत, एकाकी झालेलो आहोत, ही भावना या पाठीमागे असू शकते. अ फ्यू ड्रॉपलेट्स क्लिंग टू द ग्रेइंग हेअर ऑन हिज रिस्ट्स. So a few drops of water clinging to the gray hair on father's wrists. So this line might have some bigger implication, bigger significance, that is water symbolizes life. की पाणी म्हणजे जणू जीवनाचं प्रतीक आहे. अँड ग्रे हेअर स्टँड फॉर दी ओल्ड एज मीन्स एक्सपिरियन्स. की करडे झालेले केस म्हणजे जणू वार्धक्य किंवा अनुभव असं आपण म्हणू शकतो. सो व्हॉट वी कॅन से ओव्हर हिअर इज, so the old man's life is just holding on to his old age, even though his life has no significance to anyone else. His sullen children have often refused to share jokes and secrets with him. Now, poet here talks about father's relationship to his family members. When father returns home, he sees that even his ill-mannered children, bad-tempered children are not ready to talk to him. They refuse to share anything with him. They are not ready to share jokes and secrets with him. It means that they don't share a close and a friendly relation with their father. On the other hand, we can see that they think of their father as an outdated one, an unwanted burden, even though he seems to be the only earning member of the family. He will now go to sleep, listening to the static on the radio, dreaming of his ancestors and grandchildren, thinking of nomads entering a subcontinent through a narrow pass. And here we come to the climax of the poem. Through the concluding lines, we can see that father is going to sleep listening to the radio. And he is thinking of many things like his ancestors, his grandchildren, and about the Aryans, the people who enter the Indian subcontinent through the Khyber Pass in the ancient time. So the sound of the radio is even noisy. Static here means the tedious voice of the radio. So these concluding lines tell us that father is dreaming of his ancestors and grandchildren. He wants to find some solace in thinking about his past and future generation, because he doesn't find any kind of happiness in his present life. It is an attempt to escape from the mundane and monotonous routine life which is devoid of human contact. की वर्तमानातल्या आयुष्यामध्ये कुठेही वडिलांना त्या ठिकाणी आनंद गवसत नाही आहे आणि म्हणून मग भूतकाळातल्या आणि भविष्यातल्या आठवणींमध्ये वडील रममान होऊ इच्छित आहेत एक प्रकारे. अँड हिज थॉट ऑफ द नोमॅड्स हिअर मीन्स द मायग्रंट्स, gypsy people or Aryans we can say. It indicates that he is thinking of how the society has changed since the ancient times when they had come here, and now this modern world has no place for the elderly people. In this modern world, no one is here to think of their loneliness or care for them. So father can only dream about his supposed golden past and hopefully happy future. So this pathetic old man, that is father, has no choice but to talk about himself, and he wants to delete from the present, including from his family, and can only communicate with the buried past and unborn future, dreaming about his ancestors and grandchildren. So the old father's endless commuting, की न संपणारं असं हे रटाळवाणं आयुष्य, रोजचा प्रवास आणि एक प्रकारे जी इन्स्ट्रेंजमेंट आहे, अलिप्तता आहे कोणापासून तर फ्रॉम हिज चिल्ड्रेन, विच टर्न्स हिम इन टू अ मॉडर्न नोमॅड. So students, in other words, we can say that father has now turned into a modern nomad. Means in this man-made materialistic world, father is experiencing alienation. He is alienated from the society, from the world, and even in his own family, from his children as well. So like a nomad means like a migrant or a gypsy, he has to find solace, or he has to find comfort in the world outside, but nowhere he gets any happiness from anywhere or from anyone. So students, this is how the poet Dilip Chitre has portrayed a biographical sketch of his own father through this poem, Father Returning Home. In our next video, we will be discussing about the figures of speech given in this particular poem and critical appreciation of the same poem. So do tune in for our next videos and keep learning, stay happy. And of course, if you like the videos, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.